And on that note, welcome everybody to another episode of Game Set Live. Another Wednesday, another show. 25 hours on the East Coast from the release of, yes, early access of Starfield. And the hype is real, and the rage on social media just continues to grow and overflow into every facet that you turn to. We're going to get into all of that. Welcome everybody to the chat. Going to start up the video here. This is Everspace 2 playing, which I have to say the space combat in this, I hope that the Starfield space combat is close to this, because this is amazing space combat in Everspace 2, which just dropped on Game Pass last week. So you can play this game right now with nothing but a Game Pass membership. Fabio is enjoying his lovely dinner with his family, and he'll be with us in a little while. And big announcement. USO Vinny, that Hawaiian guy 808 on Twitter, or the X, whichever you like to call it, has officially become part of GameSet Live. He will be here every week. He will be part of the show. He is a permanent panelist, but this week he's dealing with an ear infection, which I can understand. That's not too comfortable putting on a headset with an ear infection. Vinny, I hope you get better, brother. I hope you're listening. Thoughts and, yeah, go out to you, brother. We're going to get to our first.
Get well, Benny.
Yeah, Vinny, get well. We hope it doesn't affect your play of Starfield. No, oh, man. My wife has been sick all week, and I'm like, stay away from
Oh.
me. Stay away from me. You're not screwing up my Thursday night Starfield. I do not want to be experiencing this game miserable. So,
Tell Mrs. Bobby I hope she feels better soon.
oh, I will. I will definitely. And she's glad to hear you're home too, Bush.
Okay.
Macbound, sir.
Appreciate
What have you been playing? How have you been doing? And how's that little channel of yours doing?
I am doing good. I've been uploading on YouTube now of Let's Plays and reviews. I'm gonna do a few other stuff in between all that stuff. Going good. And it was Atlas Fallen. And I've been playing that, and then Sea of Stars, which come out yesterday. I played that for about 2 hours yesterday. That is amazing. Atlas Fallen, my review will be up tomorrow morning with the final Let's Play. And I've just been chilling and enjoying life and working like normal, so just doing my thing.
Awesome. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. That's something I need to start doing. I need to do videos and reviews and just, bullshit and talk and do other things besides just a podcast. Maybe I get more subs. What do y'all think? Let me know in the chat, in the comments after the fact. Do you want to hear more of Bob's Southern drawl? Yeah. Mr. Bush,
it.
how are you doing now, brother, that you're home? Have you gotten a chance to play anything since you've been home?
Yes, I have. I played a little bit more Remnant 2, just because I didn't want to get into a new game. I did start The Expanse from Telltale Games. Pretty cool so far. I wanted to play Sea of Starfield the other day, but I figured Starfield is right around the corner, so why get into a game and knowing I prefer to play one game all the way through, unless I just need a break, and it's not that kind of game that you gotta delve into deeply by yourself. So yeah, I've decided to hold back. So I've been trying to keep up with. I'm gonna watch Ahsoka tonight, episode 3, and I'm gonna watch the third episode, I think, of Invasion, and I'll probably catch up on another episode of Foundation. So that way, I'm free to do whatever tomorrow, when tomorrow comes, when that time comes tomorrow.
All right, you heard it here first. Mr. Bush does not take breaks until he's finished a game. So when he starts playing Starfield, we won't hear from him for about 3 years.
Yeah, it's gonna be something.
And you can tell that
I'm so
Starfield is on everybody's mind. It's seeping out of everybody's pores because you meant to say Sea of Stars, but you said Sea of Starfield.
Did I really?
Yes, you did.
Oh wow, that was unintentional.
Yeah, that's just
Wow.
that's the way.
Remove.
Oh man. Hey,
Anytime ponies, anytime ponies have been talking about it for the last 2 weeks, so you know that that game is has been on everybody's mind.
well, I gotta tell you, I just want to shameless plug in here because I know a lot of the content creators they use Adobe Premiere. And Adobe Premiere is expensive. Me and Mac were talking about this. All Adobe products require a monthly or yearly subscription. Which, well,
Wow.
I use Power Director 365, which comes with the latest Power Director 21. I think they're up to now, and it's a fraction of the cost. I can get a whole year for $40, and I can't tout the software high enough because I record at my bit rate is at 10,000 that I capture at, but then I transcode that down to 6,000 so that it fits within my upload bit rate so that I'm not lagging or anything on YouTube. And I got to tell you, when I was going through and editing the footage, I was like, oh, this is so disappointing because this game looks so much better. Everspace 2, I'm talking about, looks so much better when you're playing it than this footage that I captured at probably half the bit rate that I was actually playing at through my Xbox Series X. But I gotta hand it to Power Director. After the transcode, this it actually looks better than the footage that I captured. It really cleaned it up and made it sharp, and yeah, I'm impressed.
Nice.
Yeah. So Palpatine in the chat, Thember holding down the streets, beating up them thugs. What's up, brother? Yeah, no, bad luck for Mrs. Bob. Getting sick with weak Starfield. Hopefully she'll feel better about tomorrow. She's been doped up on Dayquil and Nyquil for the last couple of days. She's up and around now, so yeah. Pro
What's up,
tip:
fellas in the chat?
pump her full of Nyquil and place. Nyquil kind of, Nyquil has the habit of putting you to sleep there, Palpatine. I want her to be lucid. Goodness. Oh, so first topic of the night. Yeah, fuck IGN.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was deserved.
Yeah,
Well deserved. I think this goes beyond it being coincidental and accidental. A lot of dentals in there. I think it's purposely done because of the hype of Starfield. I do really believe it has to do with Starfield because the game that this is the biggest Xbox game in God knows how long, and I think that with nothing else really on the horizon except for Spider-Man 2, which is not a low bar by any manner that you could measure it by, but to them, I guess because it's not the new shiny, I guess, and also to the game that they wanted also. Um, they don't want any publicity going to the Xbox console or to Starfield, and that's just how I feel. I really just feel like that's the case because it just seemed too. It's on a regular basis. This keeps happening that they'll talk about a game and then they'll forget it's on the Xbox. Like I don't understand how that happens. How is there 4 different platforms and you forget about one of them?
Yeah, even going as far as to, I've seen many outlets mentioning, they show a picture of it and it's a PC game. They're forgetting the fact that is Xbox Game Studios. They're not forgetting it; they're just
Right.
omitting it on purpose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the last thing you want to do is have somebody buy a piece of hardware so that they can play a game that they might really love. You just want to throw it out there. Oh, well, you could probably play this on your PC. That's the only shot you got. I know MacBound loves IGN. MacBound, I've talked to him
Yeah.
personally, and
Bullshit.
he's like, dude, he's like, if IGN gives it a bad rating, I don't fucking play it. I really don't. I stay away from it.
I thought I was the only one he said that to. I was really flabbergasted when he said that. I was like, wow, we really feel strongly about this. He said, absolutely. Absolutely. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So why is that, MacBound? Why do you feel that way? I mean, can't you just?
What I'm about to say to you guys is go fuck your guys' self. Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, I don't know, man. I see. I didn't really see this. So did this happen again, like they did with the like 2 weeks ago thing situation we're talking about? They did it again or something?
Yeah, they did it with Starfield.
Yeah,
I didn't. Wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
How can you do it with the only damn thing it's gonna be on outside of PC? Like, IGN is just, you know what? It's like they're egotists. They think they're so big for everybody else that they could do what they want, and it's time to like backlash. Xbox fans in this community need to start backlashing a little bit and just not using their platform at all. If you take 25 to 30% of the community away just on Xbox alone, they lose a lot of revenue. And it sucks that there is probably people that work for IGN that are Xbox fans, but then you have those higher ups that block people on Twitter. I don't remember what her name is, but she's like one of the directors, and she's just I don't want to say it on air, but she's something that mentally ill is what I would say in her personal life. So it brings it out at work, and it's unfortunate we got this and stuff like this happens. So it's sad, and it's stupid. But if they ever did that to a Sony game, they would go back and edit edit the video and republish it just to say, oh, we made a mistake. But they won't do that for Xbox. There's no way. This is why I stopped looking at the reviews. Once Greg Miller left, even though he is a big pony, but once Greg left, you only got Ryan McCaffrey there, so I only listen to Ryan, and everything else I don't deal with IGN. I can't stand him as a company anymore.
Yeah.
It's been about 5 years since I've truly watched a review from IGN, maybe even longer. Maybe like I'm gonna probably say I think they did Quantum Break, and I was disappointed. Not disappointed, but I don't remember. I think it was Quantum Break. I'm not. Don't quote me on that. But it was that long ago.
A good review though, if I'm not mistaken.
I know. That's the last time I've looked at like something. I'm not saying they did, but I don't know. They never fawned upon me that much. So I went to other stuff like smaller YouTube channels that were getting like 5,000 to 10,000 reviews. I feel like those guys are more honest. People like me that make videos. I'm gonna be more honest about my opinion and not be so biased about what system I'm playing it on or whatever. It's stupid.
Yeah.
I did too. I started going after guys like Skill Up. I'm sorry, Pete. Bob.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's it.
How do you
it was a mistake.
How do you get
I'm
Bob
sorry.
confused with anybody? Oh.
Well, it was a mistake.
Okay.
It was a mistake. Sorry.
All right,
Apologize.
All right. Yeah. One strike. Go ahead.
No, you can finish.
I was just gonna say that I'm with Mac. I really like Ryan McCaffrey, but every time I watch Unlocked, I feel like he's not comfortable. Ryan McCaffrey, he seems like he's on eggshells the entire time he's doing the podcast.
Agreed.
He's just like, it's like he's looking for visual cues from the people on the other side of the room, whether or not he can I do this? Can I say this? Or should I just drop it? Yeah. I think he's stuck.
Yeah.
He's in a catch-22. He would be one that I could see going on his own, or maybe teaming up with somebody else and giving it a good go. But he's been with IGN forever, so he's probably getting a good paycheck.
Yeah. I give a lot of credence to Destin Legary, though. I do respect his opinion.
Yeah, Dustin's another guy. He's, Dustin is. But see, the thing is, they're both on Xbox Unlock, right? They're both mainly on that, right? They have They have the Asian. I can't remember her name. She's the Asian girl. That's a really beautiful Asian girl.
Yeah,
and then they always have like another person on, and they're pretty like lenient with Xbox, right? Because clearly it's an Xbox Unlocked, right? Because Ryan McCaffrey and Destin are really thing. I got to give Destin credit. The stuff that man has taken in the background of
Yeah.
all the bull crap. I feel he just need, in my personal opinion, I understand why he doesn't leave because he probably makes probably $100,000 a year. I'm guaranteed he does. There's no way he would. I mean, the stuff he has to deal with. I'm sure Ryan does too because they're clearly making money somewhere. There's no way they're staying with that company and have to deal with all that BS if they're not making money. So, it's a tough situation when it's all said and done, and it's bad, man. It's just unfortunate. IGN is like, they're just the cancer of the community. It's just that's what they are nowadays.
Unfortunately, yeah, it turned from it used to be the main source maybe 10 years ago for other people, especially casuals. But now it's turned
Yeah.
into I hate to say, almost like a propaganda channel. Don't get me wrong. When they give an Xbox game, they've been giving Xbox games good scores for this generation. They
Yep.
they have been doing a good job with that. But the things like this is where it makes you look biased, and make people concerned about your scores for a game. Like you'll even though um, a game might be third party, but if it's on Game Pass, a lot of times you think that they'll give it a bad score just because it's just on Game Pass for this year or whatever, or a 1 year timed exclusive. But they haven't been so to that degree. But when it comes to the treatment as a whole, though, has been really sus. It is really giving you pause. Been for a reason pause because of the fact that they do things like that. Um, I am not concerned about what they'll give Starfield because, don't get me wrong, I do pay attention to scores. I'm not going to act like I don't. I do pay attention to scores. One part is I like to use it for trolling, and the other part is if I will say this, if IGN does give it a high score, that says a lot to me because I'm like,
Mhm.
man, I would have thought that they would have dumped all over this game. But if they gave it a 9 or a 10, that would have blew my mind because I wouldn't think that they would do something like that. For PlayStation game, yeah, I would assume that. But when it comes to it, in all honesty, though, they've been actually pretty fair with the PlayStation games and giving them 8s and 7s and so forth. So I'm not so sure I should be concerned, or any of us should really be concerned if you're a score person, that concerned about scores. At least I like looking at scores, but I'm not um, bent on whatever a score is unless the score is horrible from everybody. But the situation like this has drawn me to places like what's Skill Up. Skill Up is one of my favorite when it comes to reviews. Right on board with the way I look at certain games.
Mm. So, do you think IGN will? You think they'll point out that you can't land on gas giants?
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would be so much fun and funny if they did.
Yeah. You know, King Thrash, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, he's stupid, dude.
You can't.
Without saying, it goes without saying.
You can't go to these planets because exploration was a lie. Well, there's nothing to land on. They're gas giants. You fucking idiot.
Well, what they
Oh.
say, stupid is what stupid does. So
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it just does for attention. Because even when he had a post earlier this week or late last week, I looked at his post, and his post was saying that you could the visuals on the game look worse than there's a downgrade, and I'm like, how would you know you don't have a review copy? Nobody does at that time. I was like, so how are you saying this, and no one else is seeing this? I don't understand where you're getting this from. And then he had another one saying that you could walk across one part of the planet and then to the other part in 5 minutes. They're gonna have lies for you, but I'm gonna have the truth for you. And I'm like, this guy, man. And I remember in that time we were in the space with him, and I called him out on his BS. And I was like, dude, how come you're a PlayStation centric channel, but you talk about nothing but Xbox? I said, you don't even talk about Spider-Man. He said, I got a video out about Spider-Man. I said, where? I didn't see it. I didn't see it at all. He said, I got one. I was like, no, he doesn't. I know he doesn't have one about Spider-Man because I know for sure the last time I looked from one of those times when he had when he popped up on my YouTube
Algorithm.
algorithm. Yeah, I don't know why. And I was like, let me see what he's been doing lately. And went through his videos, and he sure enough has not talked about Spider-Man, at least as far back as I went. This guy has nothing but Xbox content. So I find those guys to be funny. If PlayStation is so great, there's so much greatness, why even worry about a third place console company? I don't understand it. I really don't if they're that bad.
Okay, so oh, this is hilarious. So, people that aren't even part of the gaming community. Okay, I don't think I've ever seen this before. You know, it's not like you have somebody that's a car enthusiast that comes out and goes, "This game is this is wrong because this isn't possible or this isn't true." But people from the astronomical community have even come out. Um, the article that I'm reading, Starfield hater becomes laughing stock after basic
That was
astronomy
fantastic.
blunder.
That was fantastic.
Oh
That was
man.
fantastic. I couldn't believe it when I saw that. I was like, wow, dude, you put out, this isn't just a thing on Twitter. Because, see, a Twitter thing, you could kind of get over like, it's on Twitter. But,
Yeah.
dude, this is national now, man. That's messed up that you
Yeah.
blundered that bad. And he deserves it. You know, you lie that much and you do things to spread mis and disinformation, you deserve it. You really do.
Hey, Pyro, what's up?
Pyro
Yep.
MD,
Yep. Glad to see you.
DMC.
And so
What's up, Pyro?
another thing, apparently, if you are a content creator or a media news outlet on the YouTube verse, you can't get a review copy of Starfield if you're in the UK. This is, I'm
It's
sure.
not called the YouTubeverse. It's called the YouTubeology.
Whatever.
YouTube,
But
multi.
apparently, just because Metro can't get a review copy of Starfield and they are in the UK, then they want to make it sound like Xbox has completely shut out the UK. That's not true. There are many other outlets in the UK that have gotten a copy, and Metro hasn't gotten one because Metro has made it what seems like a mission to criticize a lot of Xbox games. I mean, Hi-Fi Rush was a good game, but they downgraded it because
Was it really? Was it really?
I
So it
like
was a good game. It was
I
a
liked it.
great
I
game,
just
in my opinion. It wasn't
I just
great, but it was really
everybody
good.
as a Xbox guy, everybody hyped up Hi-Fi Rush a lot, and I made fun of Umbra about it. Me and Bushido actually both did.
Yes, we
Actually,
did.
I actually made fun of Bushido, or excuse me, Umbra for like 2 months afterwards.
Wow. Wow.
And
You thought that was going to get past me, huh?
no, I didn't. It was a mistake. I swear on everything. I know. I did not mean it like that. Okay, but I just want to bring that up about Hi-Fi. I'm not a fan of it, but I don't know. It is what it is. I get why people like it. So
Well, I didn't finish it, but the time that I did spend with it, I enjoyed it. Maybe the rhythm thing, but the concept was cool. Concept, story, it was cool. I just
It was a good game, but I didn't see where the hype was at.
it definitely did not deserve to get bashed because it was the only first party game that
No,
Xbox
no.
released. But that's what Metro did to
Yeah.
it. This
Yeah. No, it was at least a mid 80 game, which I think that's what it deserved. I thought it was a fun game. I enjoyed it to the end. I just didn't see where the hype was huge for it when it came out. Like I missed what the reveal for the game. And so when I got to looking on social media, it was all over the place. Like you had even Pony saying, "This is coming to PlayStation, right?" I was like, "Is it really that good a game?" And when I played, I was like, "I'm a little let down." I mean, I like the game, but it's not like the way it was received. But guess what? If it's an Xbox game and it's well received, I accept it for what it is. Even though I might not view it that way, I'm glad for Xbox for that because it's always a constant to get dumped on no matter what they do. But in this instant, they got the praise I guess they deserved. If I'm the minority and everyone else is the majority who think the game was great. So
Yeah, it was all right.
but yeah, when you're making a mission like them, and who's the other one that does too? What's that guy's name? That's on you always see him on Twitter, who's always dumping on Xbox, and then he finds out that he couldn't get a review copy and his friend did.
Oh,
Forgot his name.
Forge.
Yeah, so Reforge. It's funny because he makes it a mission on a regular basis to say anything negative about Xbox, and he just thought that he was just privy to absolutely going to get a copy. I was like, dude, for real? Did you really think so? And I'm glad that it was a slap in the face for him on the air that his friend got one and he didn't. His friend has a smaller channel.
Now, Reforge,
he dissed his friend during the conversation too,
which
was if I was that friend, I told that dude to go blank itself. So yeah.
Yo, that was funny. Because he was like, "Wow, you got a smaller channel than me too." Huh.
Was it did Dreamcast guy get a copy?
I would wager no.
I'm gonna say no because he would have said it. He would have said that he got a review copy, and then he would, because he worships him and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, listen, to be able to come out and say that he got a notch under his belt, so he absolutely would definitely come out and say something. Yeah, I got a copy. He might want to dump on it, which I don't think he would, though, to be honest.
His friend got something, and they didn't get the right thing, so they had to smoke the other thing, and that's how they ended up with Starfield.
Wow.
Sorry, that was I was just living back a little memory from him.
Wow.
Well, Bushido could tell you how many times I've said what I had to say about him, and I was right. I know people when I know people.
He did. He really did. He said this before it even came up.
My family had issues with certain stuff like that, and then when being a sheriff and a cop for almost 3 years, 3 years and 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I dealt with enough of that in my life to know when a person that has done that in the past or even still doing it, because I couldn't tell, but it is what it is. People hide that stuff really well, but I knew what it was.
Yeah, you're
on to the next one.
Thember brings up a good point. There was let's see that one woman on Twitter that was saying, this is what I've heard from people who have the game. I don't have it. I haven't played it, but here are my opinions. And she wanted to say that she was just restating her opinions from the show that she had done. Yeah. Just
hold on. Pyro just said KY, another PSZ lot was bitching about Starfield's graphic, but it was actually rover footage of Mars. As exactly I am a Starfield, as excited as I am a Starfield, my hype for Bomb Rush Cyberpunk outshined it 2 days ago. I can understand that, Pyro, because that Jet Set Radio is. I cannot wait till it comes to actually Xbox and stuff. I think it's coming tomorrow or whatever, or did it already come out? But that I didn't know that. That's something new to me that I'm reading. I didn't know that. So this guy thought it was fake footage, and it was real footage.
He thought it was game footage of Starfield.
Once again,
yes,
Sony zealots are so brainwashed. I think when people that love Sony so much, I think you ever watch like Spy Kids and they brainwash the kids and stuff like that on the TV and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they like did that. I think that's what when you can't play Xbox, Xbox like unbrainwashes you, right? I think when you turn your PlayStation on, I think these guys just get so delusional on what they're playing. Now, I'm not saying all PlayStation guys, because clearly there's a lot of people that have brain cells. Not a lot of people. I don't know. There's just some people that have common sense, right? And it's sad that we sit in this world where people are just so stupid that they just say stuff just to like get themselves into a situation to make themselves even look more stupider than they already are, which is a lot of these people nowadays. I'm not going to say their names. I'm not going to bash one person at all, but I'm just going to say that it's crazy. So I don't know. That's bad.
In order, for that to happen though, they would have to have Twitter on their PlayStation 5s or their PS4s. Is that an app you can get on your PlayStation? Can you get Twitter?
I don't know. I know you could post it, but
so what do you mean by that? So wait, you're talking about, is there an app on Twitter on your PlayStation 4?
Yeah, because as much as I see them on Twitter, they don't have time to turn on their consoles.
my goodness.
Oh my god. Oh, my brain was
Listen,
shot on
man,
that one. I ain't gonna lie to you.
my
I
thing
knew
is,
that was...
yeah, I should have known too. The thing is, to be that kind of a zealot, to hate anything, and I mean anything that comes from the other side. I even said it in a post earlier this week. If you root for a game to be bad just because it's on the other console, then you're not a real gamer then.
100%.
You know,
100%.
that's not why you game. Like, listen, I might not like PlayStation practices, but I love their games. I'll tell you that right now. I don't like to reward their bad business practices, but there are some games that I must have and I must play, and Spider-Man is definitely one of them. Let's not act. I'm not even going to come close to acting like I didn't want to play Spider-Man 1 or Miles Morales, especially, which is actually my favorite, and now Spider-Man 2. Oh no, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
But for people to act as if a game that's coming out on PlayStation is like, oh, it's just the worst thing. Like, all right, it's not for you. Okay, but it's not the worst thing. And then the same thing with an Xbox game. I'm like, look, if it's not for you, I get you. But if you just hating the game just because it has a different symbol on it of a different console, like, that's stupid.
Yep. Agree.
Yeah.
We've talked about this numerous times. Everybody knows that if you know me, I keep telling people, if Starfield and Spider-Man came out on the same day, I would play Spider-Man first. As much hype as I am for Spider-Man or for Starfield, I just love Spider-Man that much. So see, I'm a little... Now, if it was God of War or any of the other ones, Starfield would come first. But there's just certain games that, like, something like that, like Spider-Man, it just... I don't care where it's at. I literally own a PlayStation 5 because of Spider-Man. I would not own a PS5. I literally bought the PS5. I sold my old PS5, and I bought the new one. I'm going to be picking it up Friday morning. So, yeah, there's that.
Oh.
So I can't wait to actually get that and take pictures of it and make love to it.
Max got plastic coming. Max got new plastic coming.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, it's Xbox derangement syndrome. XDS.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Oh, look, we've got a Fabio Amorim. How are you doing, sir?
Is the show over?
No.
I agree.
It's so over.
We're not even on the first topic yet.
No, but it's because it's just because like there was a time where I was okay, I'm
2
gonna
weeks
have
ago.
some dinner and I'll be back soon enough. And then when I came back, the show was over. They were doing outros, and I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, so it was Vince. It was the first show Vinny was on, and you ended up was not there. Fabio left before the show even started, and I'm like, hey Bobby, I have to leave for like 10 minutes in between the show to go pick up dinner because he just randomly texted me and I ordered dinner already. And he goes, that's fine. I get back, I sit down, I say one more word, and he goes, well, this is the end of the show, and I'm like, what's going on? And then here comes Fabio, and I'm like, oh my god, that was like literally less than an hour, like.
Yeah, so it was a short show. Oh,
I mean,
No.
basically they just did the intros. They said what they were playing, and that's the show. That's the content.
No, we
How
flew through everything. Me and Vinny,
Oh,
but there was no banter back and forth because we saw eye to eye on everything. So it was like, okay,
Oh, where's?
let's go
But
on to the
that's the
next one.
problem.
Yeah, I can see
That's
that.
the problem. But that's the problem. Where's the passion if
What I
there's no
thought.
banter
So with
around
the
it? Like,
passage,
you need
why
to
people-
have some
that's why it's
effort
not
in
good to
having
have.
some, like you need to bring some nonsense discussion to the middle of this to make
But
it
that's why
more.
that's why it's not good to have everybody on that agrees with this, with that have the same ideology with gaming.
That's why
You might butt head, which makes it a good show in my opinion. But if everybody agrees, you just fly right through the whole thing because there's nothing to talk about because we all
Mhm.
agree.
That's why I
I'm
like
gonna read a
having.
comment. I'm gonna read a comment.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Bobby. My bad. I'm sorry. I was gonna say that Palpatine said Xbox should withhold advertising money from IGN. That I don't. I mean, in all reality, I don't. I mean, it's to the point
I'm
though.
petty
Like
enough.
I
I'm
would have.
petty
Yeah.
enough to do it. Yeah, I'm petty enough to do it. But business has to be business.
Yeah.
But I am. That's why I'm not in charge of a corporation. I
Yeah.
am absolutely petty enough to do that. I really am.
And then Pyro said Dreamcast Pony will be playing Starfield just to find faults. His reaction to Starfield Direct is anything to go by. He shouldn't get a review copy. Yeah, I mean he's there. Those guys are gonna do that extra zoom in. They're gonna get on their cell phones and go 10 times zoom in and
Screenshot it and then
I mean,
and then
I
use
mean,
that.
be like, look at the pixels. It's awful. You know. Yeah.
are we going to be trying to land in Jupiter or Saturn?
No, we're
Are
gonna
we
take pictures
still
of
going to
real
be
life
doing
Mars and
something
say
like
it's
that?
not it.
That one. You just missed that one.
No. I mean like that one tweet that I just like. Oh, this is horrible. The exploration's a lie. It's a gas giant. God damn it! How are you going to land on that?
Yeah, we were just talking about that one.
Astronomers
Yeah.
are even hitting them
talking
too.
about that
Like
one.
they're making all gamers look bad in other people in other field in their eyes. They're making us look like a bunch of idiots. They need to shut the fuck up.
There's a video, actual video on how it works if you did try to land on Jupiter. Like that was, man, just looking at that video, I was like, man, I wouldn't even watch the rest of it if it was me that got embarrassed like that. I would be probably so embarrassed I probably close my account. Like,
delete the whole X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it nowadays. Completely.
Yeah.
delete
I
it.
mean,
Never talk about it again.
and never
it
come back
reminds me.
again.
I mean, it does remind me a little that situation of just deleting your Twitter account, your X account, whatever it is. Fuck you, Elon Musk. Like for some reason, it reminded me of that situation where we saw that PlayStation. Like, I mean, like you guys remember that PlayStation fanboy who was talking trash, said that he was a doctor to say that he had the upper hand in argumentation, and then in the middle of a surgery, he decided to.
Oh yeah, that was
work
God,
that.
that was
himself.
Yep. Oh yeah, didn't he lose his job because of that or something like that?
I think he
Oh.
lost his job and he deleted his Twitter account. I think that's what
Yeah,
happened
but
because
he's
it was
an
so weird.
anesthesiologist, so he
He'll find
probably
another
lost
job.
that job. Yeah, and then probably got another one. Yeah.
Like I mean, work ethic
Lucky he
for
lives
the
in
love
India,
of God,
so
man.
yeah.
Red Wolf in
But
the
yeah.
chat. We got Red Wolf, Pyro, Laura,
The red one.
Palpatine,
Oh,
Thimber,
yeah.
all the usuals.
Amber.
Red Wolf stopping by to say, enhance, enhance, enhance. Enhance what, my friend? Fill us in, please.
And
Yes,
his,
sir.
Red did.
Mars
I want to give a shout out to Red. You know, we all know Red's my other panel. You know, I'm part of his panel and stuff like that on his show.
So what
that
are you
dude,
doing here?
I know. What am I doing here? I'm helping my friend Bobby out. What are you doing here?
Are you saying that we are not friends?
What you doing here?
As I was saying about Red Wolf, Red did a great video on Starfield. Timber, Pyro, Palpatine, even Laura. You know, I said Thimber.
Oh, it's like you said timber.
Yeah, I heard
I'm
Timber
yelling.
as well.
Well, I do apologize. Timber, if you hear you fall. Go watch that video on him. He did an amazing job. I mean, this dude is I mean, if you know Red, you're surprised what he can do. I mean, because he's not that, he's just that type of person. But it's just amazing. So I just want to give Red a shout out on that, man. He done such a good job on the show, on that video, man. It's just he's a beast, man, for sure. I'm sorry. I just want to throw it out there.
Well, that was the nicest thing I've ever heard you say about him before.
I know.
Well,
He's
about anyone actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
Well, good
I mean,
thank you too, Fabio.
I mean.
Hey, Fabio only talks to me on Wednesdays, and he already knows me. That's pretty bad, right?
That's a problem. I mean, Jesus.
Oh my goodness. Oh gosh.
Like,
Now, Bobby.
Oh, Bobby.
Oh, so, did you all hear that Baldur's Gate 3 is no longer a PlayStation exclusive?
On Xbox.
What?
It's no longer a
It's
Yeah.
no
PlayStation
longer
exclusive.
What? I never knew that.
Baldur's Gate 3 will be coming out on Xbox this year. Yeah.
What? I heard, I saw this guy in this thread, and my man says, well, it sort of is, because I think that the release is staggered. And so he said it sort of is because it's still going to be on PlayStation for 3 days before it gets on Xbox. And I was like, usually I have plenty of things to say to an idiot. But in this instance, I literally just threw underneath it like, you're an idiot. And that was it. Like, I just couldn't think of anything else to say because I couldn't believe the lengths that he was willing to stretch himself to say
Well,
something as stupid as that.
Well, but technically he's right. No, just kidding.
Sorry, not sorry.
It's just like sleep for 3 days. I was like, a break, dude. Oh my God. There was so many things rushing through my head, and I was just like, you know what, you're an idiot. The funny thing is he didn't reply.
We don't even have
That's 'cause
we
he
don't
knew.
even have a date on that, do we?
I don't think so.
No day. I'm gonna probably say November, December.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna do it
Yeah.
after Call of Duty. They're gonna wait till after Call of Duty to throw it up. I'm sure they already have a date in mind.
I mean, wait a minute. To release at the same time as Starfield, they are going to be doing that. But to release on the same day as Call of Duty, oh no, we can't do that at all.
Yeah, there's a bunch of games I wouldn't even release in the same month as Starfield, to be completely honest with you.
I mean,
I
Call of Duty is going to be awesome, but I'm going to be playing Alan Wake too.
are you
Yeah, that's
really,
what I'm waiting for too.
are
Yeah.
you going to be already tired of Starfield?
You mean Alan Wake?
Actually, I may not
'Cause he
even
looked
be
like
midway
Alan Wake.
through Starfield. I mean, my game time is limited now these days. So,
Mm-hmm.
wow, yeah.
I don't know, man.
I'm
I
talking
plan on
about
playing Starfield
Bush
for a minute.
spending 3 years on Starfield. It might be
Yeah,
me.
man.
And
Depends
that,
on how long I gotta keep running from the space police, for being a pirate,
well, see, that's your fault for deciding to be
Will I
a
become king of
pirate.
the pirate? Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just depends on how long it takes for me to become king of the space pirates. And then once that happens, then once I've got the One Piece, I'll become a bounty hunter, I guess, after that. The next one I think is bounty hunter.
So back to the topic. For anybody who hasn't heard, at Gamescom, which Sony was not at, Sony did not show up for the largest games conference in the world. Sony
I'm
was
sure they didn't get a
absent.
flat.
They
probably got a flat.
Yeah, they had a flat just outside of Cologne, Germany, and because of all the Xbox fans going to Gamescom, nobody stopped to help. Yeah, we're assholes.
That's tough.
So, Larion, the developers behind Baldur's Gate 3, sat down with Phil Spencer, and they came to an agreement to forego the parity for split screen on the Series S and go ahead and release it with split screen only on the Series X version, while the Xbox engineers assist Larion to see if they can get the split screen working correctly and without too much of a downgrade on the Series S. And we have yet to learn just after September 6th, it doesn't seem like there's a stopping point, a very good place. I mean, there's not really any good place to stick it. It's going to be during something, at the tail end of something. It's going to be rough. This year is, you know, I wish I could say we had no games, but I can't. I can't say that because I got more games that I can play. Yeah.
I
So
have 2 brand new games that I can't play.
why?
3 actually now.
Why?
One is Star, whatever that game is.
Sea of
The other one
Stars?
is
Sea of Stars.
yeah, Star of
For,
Sea.
for
And
1 second was I think we were just joking with Starfields. I'm like, what?
the Aliens Dark Descent. I barely have touched the Expanse, and now you got Starfield coming out within a few hours, and I'm not gonna get a chance to play those games. I have 4 games in the pipeline that's gonna have to wait, and then you got Lies of P is gonna come out 10 days, the 18th, excuse me, and I hopefully will be able to escape from Starfield enough to get to that game, and then after that you got a couple of the games here and there I keep forgetting about. So
I forgot all about Liza P. Man.
yeah, I have not forgotten. I've been
Well,
waiting for that game. Remember, it's supposed to come out this summer. I really
yes.
wish it would have. Oh my God, I really wish it would have. It would have filled in that gap
It
next
will-
year. No, I had to move all the way down to September, and I was like, wow, that was great. But I guess for PlayStation fans, it'll be fantastic because, well, PlayStation fans don't play no real games, so never mind. So I can't. I'll
What
say
are you talking
fanboys.
about? What are you talking about? There's like 20 million PlayStation users that are going to play Baldur's Gate 3 for 15 minutes and then shut it off and never turn it back on. You take that 20 million times 15 minutes.
Once
That's
see it's
their
got
whole
the con-
September, dude.
It is true. It's true.
I mean, come
They're
on
gonna
now.
play that game and realize it's not that kind of game.
I love the fact that they are talking way more of Baldur's Gate than their only first-party game, Spider-Man.
Way more.
I
I
mean,
mean, like 90%, 95% more.
after the
I barely
first
hear
dice
anyone
roll,
talk about it.
they're gonna shut it off after the first dice roll and be like, "Oh, nope,
Yep. Then they wait. I have to roll a dice. I don't want to play this.
I love so bad. I love so much the fact that like, not just they are considering talking way more about Baldur's Gate, but they are talking as if like, oh, Baldur's Gate. I've been playing this for my entire life. This is a PlayStation classic. Like
Give me a
people, they've never played the first one or the second one. I'm sorry, but the majority of people, not just on PlayStation but also on Xbox, never played Baldur's Gate. I'm one of them. I'm willing to try it out when the fourth game gets released. But yeah, I'm not gonna say that like, oh yeah, Baldur's Gate, this is such a classic.
Hey, me and MacBound were supposed to play Baldur's Gate on Steam. Did you ever add me, Mac, on Steam?
No, because I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait until I can play it on Xbox. I literally did not purchase it until I was ready to play it with somebody. I already had it downloaded, but I didn't purchase it. And I don't know if that makes sense.
No, you're fine. I already purchased it and got it downloaded on Steam. But I had that before I even talked to you, so.
Yeah.
But like going back to the topic, which is the fact that Baldur's Gate is coming to Xbox, and to me, honestly, the best part of this is the fact that Xbox is going to be working with Larian Studios so they can achieve the possibility of getting split screen on
Yeah.
the Series S. Like this is just fantastic, honestly. I'm not saying this is in a situation where like there's people that were saying that like, oh yeah, this is great for everybody, because yeah, I do understand that before we didn't have the game, we were not going to be getting the game before if this didn't happen, if they didn't just drop the parity. But honestly, I don't want this. The thing that I was mostly afraid as a Series S user was the fact that this is an excuse for people now, for other developers to just drop a ton of features. People are already, some developers are being lazy to the point where they are dropping certain features that the Series S is pretty capable of doing, like 60 FPS, some ray tracing, or even like, I don't know, 120 FPS for some games, and they're just not working, or just a proper resolution. Like, you can give me a resolution mode and a performance mode. Is that like that hard for you to work on? I mean, I'm sorry, like Remnant 2, why is it 40 FPS? Uh, Immortals, that Immortals game from EA, like, why is the game running on a resolution like the 360?
It's
So
Avium is really taxing on everything right now, and
yeah, but like
Yeah, really, yeah.
so like what I mean with this is the fact that I'm glad that Microsoft is just getting to the point where, you know what, let's help these guys out. Let's make them deliver a great experience for the Series S users, because believe it or not, there's people that I saw on Twitter, a bunch of people for some reason, saying that, you know what, the Series S users paid much less than I did, so Microsoft should drop the entire support for the Series S. They knew what they were getting with the console, and that's what you get. They need to just prioritize the guys who spent $500 on it. I mean, fuck off.
oh, okay. Y'all keep it up with the chat. Chat is on fire right now. So we got Pyro. He's going all in. He tells Thember he left out the L, either his L button on his keyboard is stuck and bound to the underscore button, or he's calling it the pay station for the payers, and pay has no limit. And then he went on to say that Lies of P, I'm guessing the P stands for PlayStation here, will be the story of Jamokio and Ryan's rise to the head of PS.
Jimokyo Ryan.
Oh, Jamokio.
Oh, man,
Fucking
like
Pyro, that's classic shit, dude. What I have heard about the problems with Baldur's Gate 3 on the Series S was that it can be done, but the developer Larian is not happy with the resolution that they have to drop it down to in order to get it to run. And
Yeah, and they're trying to fix it. Like even Microsoft, Microsoft went in there and they said they can't figure it. Like even Microsoft can't figure it out. So they're just like kind of at the drawing board right now, trying to figure it out. I think we probably won't see it come, fixed. They're gonna probably delay it till, like I said, November or December. And then if they can't fix it, they'll just send it out, and then sometime in the first 6 months of next year, we'll get split screen on the S, which it's so meaningless. I just don't. I think it's a waste of time and money.
well, we did get.
I know, but still, it's a valid point. Because the main problem is that we have great technology in this next generation, with the engines, with the hardwares, with the fidelity effects, any resource and tool that we have advanced a lot. But the developers, not so much. I'm not trying to say that Larian Studios is a lazy developer, because here's the thing, different from Capcom, who decided to fuck up with the Street Fighter 6 version for the Series S, EA, who hasn't pronounced itself to fix anything about Immortals of Avium, or even fucking Remedy, who loves to bitch about the Series S all the time they get the opportunity. Larian has been always trying to say, we are trying, we are working on this, and that's why we are going to be delaying. And even that continues with the partnership that they are going to be doing with Microsoft, the support that Microsoft is going to be giving to them, so that we are going to make a final push, because we believe that everyone should have the same experience. Yes, I know it is a it is a meaningless effort in terms of like, oh, what are we going to be getting? Like, because yeah, split screen in Baldur's Gate is such a beloved feature. Like, it's not like Halo that was well known by having split screen. Like, the situation is completely different, but I love the fact that they are going to be working to make sure that everyone, every user, doesn't matter if it is a Series S user, a PC user, or a Xbox Series X user, are going to be getting the same experience.
Well,
Because I like, go on, go on.
you there were some things announced and uncovered from AMD at Gamescom, and one of which just may be the saving grace for the resolution and the clarity of Baldur's Gate when running in split screen. And that would be FSR 3.0. As we all know, FSR 2.0 was a hardware solution with RDNA 2. And FSR 3.0 is going to be more of a software solution. And it's already, the demos that were shown, they were showing FSR 3.0 not being used 43 frames a second, with FSR being used 117 frames a second. So, yeah, we could be seeing, and the good thing about FSR 3.0 is it works on older GPUs, newer GPUs. Doesn't have to be an AMD GPU. FSR 3.0 will work on NVIDIA cards as well. And yeah, we also got a look at RDNA 3, and I can tell you that I'm hearing rumblings in the tech community that RDNA 3 has NVIDIA shaking in their boots, because you're going to get a 4090 caliber card that is half the freaking price of a 4090. We could be seeing the GPU tables being turned on their side with this new FSR implementation and this new RDNA 3 architecture. Yeah, things are going to get, I'm buying AMD stock right now. I've just started investing in AMD stock last week, because you are going to see the market cap go up on AMD stock like it has went up with NVIDIA, because they are getting ready. They're getting into the game finally, and they've always been about performance over cost and power consumption. You know, it really looks like they're going to throw their hat in the ring with RDNA 3 and say, you know what, it's time we start releasing some enthusiast products. And I'm pumped. I'm hyped about it. I can't wait to see it. Yeah. Which is odd for me, because I've always been an NVIDIA fan. But come on, AMD, go! You can do it.
I mean, the thing that I think that's great. I think I love the way that technology is evolving. But again, like, remember when we saw fidelity effects for the first time? Remember what we saw, what was capable of fidelity effects?
Yes.
Why, and what's the problem going on? Like, we do have there are the tools to make it work, to make the games look good, to make the games perform better, to make the games actually have an optimization to the specific hardware that seem to have had some effort put in.
Right.
Like, for example, Atlas Fallen is a game that looks beautiful on the Series S. Yes, it's 1080p 60 FPS, but still, it's 1080p 60 FPS. It looks great. Why? Because it has fidelity effects. You guys remember that game that was on Game Pass, Myst? It was 1440p, 40 FPS with ray tracing, and 1080p 60 FPS without ray tracing on the Series S, and it was the first game of this new generation that had fidelity effects. Why aren't the developers using that? If you have the tools, if you saw the tools that are going to help you to develop better, to optimize better, why are you just not doing it? Because you're just going to piss off the the consumer by doing that. And
Yeah.
people are going to blame the hardware when clearly it's not the case.
Well, you have to.
I'm not
I see
Okay.
a
s-
lot of that hardware blaming.
and please, I'm not trying to say that the Series S is capable of running games like the Series X. Of course not. It's a 399 a 299 console. But
I
god
know.
damn it,
I
it's
know.
much better than what
But
people are have been doing.
yes, but we understand that. But I just want to remind everybody that when you see these these AMD these productions that show the advantage of the stuff coming out, what you're seeing is everything they're showing you is their results from the testing floor. This is not
Mhm.
exactly end user equipment. Usually, what you see at like a briefing or a tech show, end user hardware that can do that is usually a year and a half to 2 years down the road. They
Mhm.
can do that in their lab, but end user equipment will say that it's capable, but they still release a new video card every 3 to 6 months because the end user hardware is just getting past that lab stage into your hands. So it's coming. Unfortunately, it may not be as uh, realized in the hardware that we get in our hands until the next hardware comes out. I know it sucks, but I mean, but FSR 3.0 is going to be a software thing. So hopefully, with software, it can make up for what the hardware hadn't fully realized when it was created. Anyone
Yeah,
else?
seeing that press conference when they said it was going to be everywhere, um, that was really cool. But to get our hands on FSR 3 is going to be really, really cool. It showed the difference between one and the other and how big of a jump and how much the frame rate it helps with. I was really stoked when I saw that.
Mm.
I saw it on Deep Batch's video
Yes,
over the
yes.
weekend. And yeah, I was kind of hyped over that because to me, frames are more important than ray tracing. I'm not saying ray tracing is nothing, but ray tracing to me is more of a buzzword type of thing, and I'm not really thrilled by what you get with the trade-off for ray tracing. But to me, frame rate, and you have a better frame, the game looks so much better. And I never understood why or how people couldn't see that. I'm not saying anything towards Red Wolf or anything like that, but I'm
Yes,
saying
you
that,
are.
what
No,
makes you
just kidding.
what makes you think that?
Just kidding. No, it's just because it's you, Butcher. I love to mess up.
I don't know, man. Anyway, so I think that when it comes to that, um, that's going to be a bigger deal than most people would realize. If you look at Remnant 2, and which all three of us have, Remnant 2 looks so much better because of that higher frame rate, and also too is using UE5. But with the higher frame rate, it just looks spectacular. And so it shows you that there's a big difference when you get that kind of frames. Even if you get 40, I'll take 40. Because anything. Because see, the problem with 30 is not that 30 is bad, but the problem with 30 is it has a tendency of dipping underneath 30 when there's a lot of things that happen on the screen. Now,
Mhm.
if you get 40 and long as it stays above 30, you're gonna be solid. You're gonna be happy with what you get. But you just don't want it to dip underneath 30 though.
Yeah. So did y'all hear Phil Spencer's going to resurrect the Xbox 360 store? Yeah.
What?
Why?
Where?
Well, you know the Xbox
Why?
360 store closed down, and Phil Spencer said that he would love to keep Xbox 360 games from being lost.
Hmm.
So it sounds like
Yeah.
they're gonna find a way to link the 360 content to the existing store, maybe under a different
Eh,
tab.
that what he
Nah.
said, or is this what you take it from it? I'm not trying to.
I mean, are you did they confirm this that they are going to be working on that, or is it just like this desire of Phil Spencer to not lose like what for about like 220 games they are going to be lost with this? Like,
Yeah, like where'd you?
are
When I
you
say
saying
this,
that
I mean,
this comments of his is like confirmation
like,
that
yeah,
they're
where's the
going to
comment
be
coming
doing
from?
that?
Yeah,
Okay, so the actual article says Xbox Phil Spencer said the team at Xbox
Phil
would,
Spencer.
Phil Spencer said the team at Xbox would love to find solutions in order to save the 220 non-backwards compatible games set to become unavailable for purchase once the Xbox 360 digital storefront shuts down. It was a Eurogamer interview with Spencer at Gamescom, and they discussed the recently announced 360 storefront shutting down. And he is, though it doesn't okay. So though it doesn't sound like there are any concrete plans, Spencer did mention some solution might be found in the next year to keep those back compat games available.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, they are looking for a solution to do it, because keep in mind, they're not backwards compatible. So whatever device you were able to access them with, sounds to me like they just need to put them in the store, and you have to have this hardware to play them and make it to where your 360 can connect to the store. Because when you attach your 360 to the internet and you go to the store, you go to a different store. You're not greeted with the same store that we all see when we go to the store on our PC or the store on our Series consoles or our Xbox One. Those are different stores. So it sounds to me like they just need to give the 360 access to the store, and with a disclaimer on everything that won't work on your 360, it tells you this content is not available for your console. There you go, Phil. Send me a check. I just got you a solution. See how easy that was?
Or they can bring back the backwards compatibility program, or not just shut down the 360 store. Wouldn't that be easier?
Yeah, I don't know why they're shutting it down. Apparently,
I'm bringing money.
I
I
don't.
mean, nobody's probably
Like
trying.
it's been there for 18 years.
Yeah,
Jesus,
that's what I was looking at.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ, it's been 18 years. God damn it.
MacBound,
Like
what are you going to do when you can't download, the new stuff that comes out for your 360?
All I want to say
Don't joke
is
about this.
you
This is
sound like my
serious.
dad after he was done paying child support to my mother. Thank God it's 18 years. It's over with.
So stupid.
I mean, whatever. I mean, it sucks for anybody that wants to buy a 360 game, I guess. But I mean, you can still buy it. Actually, you can still buy a 360 game, so it's not even like it actually means
Yeah,
anything.
it's not like
so-
they're extinct. Yeah, it's not like you can't get one off of eBay or
Yeah.
Amazon or anything like that. So
I mean, prices of physical copies are going to increase exponentially. Honestly.
They're gonna increase anyway. It doesn't. It's old school. It's retro games. They always increase.
Oh, yeah.
So, I
You
mean,
do have a point.
So have you
do
all
have-
Oh.
have you all ever seen a store called the White Elephant? You ever heard of
What? No.
sounds like code for drugs or
Cocaine.
something.
Yeah, that's what
No,
I was thinking. That's
no.
the first
Yeah.
thing I
So,
thought.
so okay, so there's this store here in Kentucky.
Sure about that, Bobby.
Yes, I'm positive. I've been to it. Okay, there's a store, and this will blow your mind when you hear what I'm about to tell you. There's a store called the White Elephant, and what they get,
Really, it's
Look on
okay.
my side about drugs.
what they get, are products that have been deshelved. They're brand new, and never been opened. They're just their manufacturer has went in a different direction. So you can go into this store. You can buy a brand new PlayStation 2, never been opened. You can buy a brand new 60 gig PS3 that's full backwards compatible with the PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 2. Yes, that unicorn, the backwards compatible PS3. You can buy a brand new one, not opened, in the box. I can't, the same
And
thing
how
with
much are you going to spend?
it's MSRP. So whatever price it was going for when it was deshelved. So who's to say you can't find a 360 there? Let's say you pick up a 360, or somebody who doesn't know much about gaming picks up a 360 for their kid. It'd be kind of cool if they could still access the store and buy stuff for them on that console, I guess.
And that person needs to tell them that, like, it's like any store needs to, like, they need to, hey, this doesn't have online, this is just an old school console, they need to, that comes to the point of the store, I think, when it comes down to it, because I mean, it's like, I don't know, I just don't think that, it's just not a need, man. It's just, this shit's over with, man. I'm sorry, I just think the 360 is just, it is what it is, man. This is like one of those things, so whatever, man. I feel like if you're still worried about 360, man, just get on there, buy every game you possibly can buy, and then just do it from there. That's what I would do. But I don't see this being an issue. I just don't. I mean, if that was the case, then every, like, Wii U, the PlayStation 2 games, the PS3, I know you could still, like I said, the PS3, you could still go on there and buy stuff, but you have to remove a credit card, add the money to your account prior to that. It's like a bunch of, it's a runaround, but you can still do it. So that's the good part. But that's, I don't know. It's just, it is what it is, man. Just, I'd move on. It's old, man.
I totally missed the mark, guys. We're 17 minutes. Yeah. It's 23 hours and 43 minutes from now. Starfield.
Yep.
Yeah, it made me look at the clock because Gray Monad was saying to Palpatine, 24 hours till we start construction on the Death Star.
Yeah, so, Monad said I have a PlayStation 3 and it still works. Well, I have a PlayStation 3 that was from the beginning of the PlayStation 3 that still plays PlayStation 1 and 2 games. That cost me a shit ton of money. But, so, I'm right there with you. So, it's behind me, looking at me, saying, play me, but here I am with 10,000 games on the Xbox.
Turn me on so you can smell the dust being blown out of me.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Starting to sound like somebody's grandma.
I mean, does a grandma say something like that? Are you sure about that?
She's a kinky grandma, she does. Oh, I didn't know that.
How do you know what she says?
I don't know.
I mean, why are you going to this direction, Bob?
All right, so RoboCop Rogue City has been delayed yet again. RoboCop Rogue City gets moved from September 2023 to November 2023. Good job.
I think it's better for them to do that. But when I saw, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Bob. Was you finished? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, because I'm getting ready. I'm going to get into what you're getting ready to say. What you seen? Go ahead.
When I first saw the first iteration, or I don't know if it was alpha footage, but when I saw the first footage of RoboCop, I was like, this looks like trash.
Oh, horrible shit.
It looked horrible.
Remember we talked about it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We talked about that, and we was like, yo, it just looks bad. When I saw the new one, I was like, I guess, like that. It looks a lot better. It looks way better. The audio sounds better. I'm still not convinced, but it does look a lot better. I'll give them that. I can't really, I'm not willing to throw it in the trash right now like I did earlier, when I first saw it, but it looks better. So it's more of, I'll see what happens type of thing, and I'll determine, depending on how good here we go again with the reviews. If it gets really good reviews, that's different. That'll teach me. But it didn't look good at all. It looked horrible. But the one I saw the other day, it looked good. It still looks kind of all right. In some instances, I think it's because of the frame rate, where it looks kind of up to date. But there are some instances in the game, it almost looks Xbox One-ish. maybe even between Xbox One and 360 to a degree. I don't know. It's hard for me to really put it into words, but it looks, it doesn't look that like you spent that much money on. I'll put it that way. But it does look better though. It looks 10 times better compared to the first time I saw it. It looked horrible the first time. I was like, you should have just scrapped this game. Like, just cancel it. It looked that bad.
So bad. Oh my god! It looked like, yeah. I wouldn't even say an Xbox One game. I was gonna say a 360 game is what it looked like to me.
Yeah. It was. Oh no, I'm talking about even now. But like
I
back
haven't seen the
then.
new one.
Oh no, back then definitely 360. It definitely looked like, I'm talking about early 360 to top it off. Like, it did look that bad. Now it looks a lot better. It looks more polished. It just still, it's something about it. I don't know. I just want to get you guys' take on it, because if you've seen it, maybe you might be able to help me enunciate it better, because it's something about it that still looks a little off to me, but it does look better though. That's all I can say. It looks so much better.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's not trash no more. It looks a lot better.
It's not trash no more.
It's not trash no more.
That joint was automatic trash, like easily. Like, nah, I ain't even looking at that one. I don't even care what the scores say or whatever. Nah, this game looks horrible. And the audio was bad. The audio was real freaking bad. It made RoboCop sound like, I don't even know what to say, man. It just really made RoboCop sound
like a robot.
Like
Terminator. Oh, just kidding.
no. It sounded like an audio box type
Lois,
thing. Like, it's
I'll
sound
be
really
back.
bad, man. Yeah,
Well, I
so
mean, it
hopefully
definitely caught my
still
eye.
sounds better.
I remember the footage that you're talking about, and it did. It reminded me of an early generation 360 game, and I was like, man, for a game for a universe that we've really not gotten a whole lot out of in the gaming world, I thought you'd put your best foot forward on this one, and then I was disappointed. And then at Gamescom, I was impressed because of the jump that I saw in sound and clarity.
Yeah.
I was like, if it's on Game Pass, I may give it a shot.
Yeah, I agree with that. Now that I definitely agree. If it's on Game Pass, I would definitely play it. Definitely play it. It looks a lot better. That much of a jump, like you said, that was a good point. Reference. It looked like that much of a jump from how bad it was to what it looks now. Is that big a jump?
You know what else is changing?
What's that?
Gears of War is going to be changing. Yeah.
What do you mean?
A massive
Still down
change for the franchise is rumored for Gears of War 6. That's right.
What do you mean?
That's right.
Well, yeah, that's right. We know how in Gears 1 through 4 we saw mostly a linear experience, and then on Gears 5 the levels opened up, the areas opened up a lot more. Rumor is that Coalition shut down 2 projects to focus everybody on Gears 6, because Gears 6 is going completely open world.
I'm down for that. I love Gears 5.
For
I'm down.
I really,
the
really
silence was just like everybody, you could tell the silence was everybody putting their hand on their chin, kind of tapping their cheek, like, let me think about this.
I know we're going to be split on this. I really love the idea, though.
No, I'm with you honestly, because I really loved the sequence, like that eye sequence of Gears 5. I think that like it has potential to an open world. That could be awesome.
Yeah.
But it mostly depends on how they are going to execute.
Yeah.
Well, I think the last thing the Coalition. Go ahead, Mac. Go ahead.
I just want to say, I think me and Bushido talked about this. Me and Umbris talked about this. I always said that they didn't need to go.
You and Bushido, because Umbra and Bushido are the same.
Fabio, why? Why must you do this to me?
As I was saying, we talked about it. I said it either needs to be full blown linear, or it needs to go full blown open world. I didn't like the only thing about Gears 5 that I didn't like was that it was open world and linear. It was both, and I didn't like that. I just did not care for it. I don't know. I just didn't care for that, and that was the biggest problem I had with it. Now that it's going to go open world, full blown open world, I think it's a good idea. I think that's what they should do. So,
I mean, if anybody can do it and do it to still keep Gears of War true to Gears of War, it's going to be the Coalition.
It's Epic Games.
No, not Epic Games or 343. Neither one.
Like how you slid that.
Yeah, we're talking about Epic.
Epic.
But yeah.
Yeah, I will say I agree. I think the Coalition, if either or. I mean, look at Hivebusters. First of all, that was a gorgeous game.
Yes.
I think every last one of us talked about that game before, and to a man, we said Xbox really didn't do it the service it deserved. That it really should have been advertised by itself as, hey, look, this Xbox game. I think it was 10 hours long,
Yes.
something to that degree. So it's not really short and it's not really long, but I thought at the same time it was a nice showpiece. The game looked really, really good. I've never been able to go back and play it. And once we start talking about it again, I think last week or the week before last, I started to think about like, you know what, I could run through that real fast to get through that game and then, make it to Starfield before, it comes back out again. But the game I really thought the game was great looking. Imagine that. That's UE4.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that in UE5. And I'm not sure, where they are with RDNA, but if they slid some RDNA into that, man, I wouldn't even know what to tell you.
Well, they're probably gonna at this point. They're probably gonna. So yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. The only thing I'm hoping for is mesh shaders. I still haven't seen mesh shaders in games because mesh shaders has to be installed from the very beginning. There's not something that you like. There's certain components of UE5. RDNA that could be implemented in the middle of development, but mesh shaders is not one. Mesh shaders has to be in from the ground up. I don't know why, but it has to be installed from the very beginning of game development. And I can't wait to see what it actually looks like in a game on the console. I see what it looked like, in demonstrations, but that's on PC, so it could look so much better. But so I wonder what it looks like, an actual game. And not just a demo, a demo or whatever.
Yep.
All right, man. I did kind of miss a topic. I had it written down here, but it blended in with my first one.
PlayStation.
No. So, I watched. Have any of you caught the video Digital Foundry put up about their Gamescom experience? They did an interview with the three of them in a hotel room in Cologne about what they had experienced at Gamescom. And one of the things that I wanted to bring up was that Digital Foundry was actually impressed with the way the Creation Engine 2 looks in Starfield. I know a lot of people want to bash the Creation Engine. But
I'm not a big fan either.
But they gave it praise. They said the upgrades that were done to Creation Engine were needed, and they weren't just done, just to say that we did it. That it shows real dividends in the game from the upgrades that were done. I guess it's about as much as we can, because if we had to wait on a whole brand new engine, we may not be getting Starfield till 2025. Unfortunately, that's not happening. It's 23 and a half hours away now. That's right. 23 and a half hours? Oh, I can't wait! Sorry. Little excitement burst out of the seams there. Couldn't help it. All right. Well, Xbox has hired Minasato Kato,
or whatever the hell her name is.
Yes, as the director of partnerships in Japan. She's going to be responsible for leading partnerships worldwide for Japanese publishers at Xbox. She previously had 8 years of experience of leading roles at Sony Interactive Entertainment, PlayStation Japan. So, yeah, somebody got smart. They saw the ship going down, and they decided to jump into a lifeboat.
So the ship going down was like, now let me give me a life preserver now.
Hey,
Something else.
it's Timmy
I mean-
V2 in the chat. What's up, brother?
I mean, we know how much Xbox has been trying to, especially Phil Spencer and Sarabon, they have been trying to get more support, and they from Japanese studios, as well as they're interested in getting more Japanese studios. Like, is there? Would you guys think that this? I'm not trying to say that. Oh, this is definitely it, but like, would you guys say that this could be the beginning of maybe a way for Xbox to try to get any future Japanese studio acquisition approved?
It
Yeah, I
depends.
think
Is she
this-
hot?
One of them. Yeah.
My God. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
she is
Hey,
hot.
hot women
She
make
is hot.
make business move. I'm sorry.
Well, they make business move for me, but yeah, okay. I just think that, I mean, I don't know if she as hot as Lulu? Lulu's a cutie. I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
I
Mac,
haven't seen her, so
Macbound.
you guys should be ashamed of yourself.
Macbound's so quiet over there. Did we? Nobody put you
I'm
in
just,
the corner.
I'm just chilling, man. Shit, y'all are just talking, so I'm not gonna overtalk you guys.
Oh,
I put my 2 cents in everything I wanted to put my 2 cents in.
okay.
Oh,
Well,
you don't want to talk about this?
No, not really. I don't know. I'm just saying. Doesn't
so,
bother me none. I don't know.
so
Digital Foundry is just a weirdo. I don't know. I don't trust.
No,
anything they say.
no. We are talking about the
What's that?
Japanese.
Yeah, we're past that. We're talking about the Japanese woman who's now in charge of their I guess you could say Japanese operations as far as like
Japanese
acquisitions or
For Xbox?
yes,
For Xbox?
yeah.
Didn't know that.
yeah.
That's something new to me. So
He
that's
just
good.
yeah,
talked
yeah,
about-
yeah.
he
They,
just
they
mentioned-
announced it earlier this
Xbox
week,
has
yeah.
hired Minnesota Kata as the director
Hmm.
of partnerships in Japan.
That
She's
doesn't say that.
responsible for leading partnerships worldwide. And she previously worked 8 years at Sony Interactive Entertainment for their PlayStation Japan.
You guys think he pronounced that wrong too in the chat? Is it just me?
I mean, I know I did, but come on now.
Yeah, yes, Bob. You need to know that.
Sorry, Bobby.
You need to know that the right pronunciation is Sony Japan. That's the one. No, just
Sony Japan. Hey.
that's the right pronunciation. It wasn't
It's
the
your
name.
diaphragm. It's all the way from the
Also-
bottom of
oh.
that diaphragm when they say that.
Thember says
guys aren't
also
seeing it
she
well,
will
huh?
be at the Tokyo Game Show. So we'll get to see.
Really? Okay. Well, I
Nice.
can Google her. right
Like,
now.
is she going to be like the Sarah Bond, but for the Japanese division?
Exactly. That's exactly what her role works out to be. Because
One thing that got me.
Sarah
like,
Bond
one
is
detail-
the head of partnerships within Xbox Studios. So she would be doing the Sarah Bond with developers inside Japan.
Hmm. Like, and this is the small detail that made me think of that small theory that I had, that I just shared with you. Of, is this maybe the first step of Xbox to trying to get a Japanese acquisition approved? Like, is this the first step? Because like they are going to be independent, right? They are going to be independent of Microsoft, right? They are below. They are owned by Microsoft, but they are going to act independently, right?
Yes and no to a degree. Yeah, they'll be independent as far as like you could say like Bethesda, but of course they're still owned by Microsoft. And they still have to answer to the Microsoft or for Xbox. So yeah, in that instance, yes.
What do you think, MacBound? Or is this something that you just don't want to talk about?
I don't. It is what it is. Hopefully they
Okay,
can get somebody.
okay, you
I
don't
do
want
have
to talk
to
about
say,
it.
the
Where-
photo The
Where
photo's
eating?
pretty cool.
We are now.
The Japanese flag being pulled off of the Xbox symbol to create the bottom
Oh,
side.
I thought that was cool.
That
I thought
is
that was cool. I actually thought that was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen it, it's
Yeah.
all over
Yeah.
the Twitterverse.
It's Twitterverse.
It looked really cool.
Or
The X verse.
we could call it the Xverse, but that just sounds like some kind of pornography.
Yes.
Or it
yes.
could sound like an Xbox thing. It doesn't have to always be porn, Bobby.
All right. Yeah, there you go. There you go. It's no longer called Twitter. It is Xbox
Xer?
United. That's what the X stands for. Yes.
Xbox United. As if it's a soccer team.
So, I have to bring this up because Thimber threw it into our news section in the Discord. And it says at the bottom,
Remember?
some sad news for Bob.
Mm.
This doesn't. So the day before, we all remember the zombie MMORPG that got delisted from Steam over the dispute for the rights to its title. Remember the day before was some other country had like a calendar app or something, and they had actually copyrighted the day before. That
Right.
phrase.
I remember that. That's
Okay.
a game that everyone was looking forward to.
Yes.
It looked like the Division, but zombies or Seed of Decay type of thing.
It has been giving a new name.
The day after.
No.
What's the day after tomorrow?
Yeah, the day after tomorrow.
The new name is Day World. I know. I hate it.
Yeah.
I don't like
Well, that
it.
was so the reason why they did that was in early January. They got a copyright, like they had a whole trademark issue.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
that's why it's happened. So
Yeah, but the name though, like I understand why it happened,
Yeah.
but why does that name have to be so?
I mean, I honestly think that a game should just be called Fred.
So
Okay, sorry.
the game was coming out on Steam, and Steam pulled the game because of the copyright infringement. And so now they have filed for a trademark for Day World.
I don't know. I still
And-
don't trust that game.
Well, it's still set to release on Steam in October. Let's see.
I thought it was November.
Yes. It's still set to release on Steam in November. So
let's see.
this filing goes through, and it's not vaporware or a copy of The Division with a different skin. We will be playing Day World on Steam in November.
I wouldn't mind if it was a copy of
I know.
the Division. I wouldn't mind that at all. If it's a Division-ish zombie game, I'd be happy as I don't know what. But I'm just not really buying that. It's starting to really come off like a scam. It really is, and I'm hoping I'm wrong because the game looks great. But there's some really, really sus things going on with them, man. I don't know. I'll just keep an eye on it and hope everything works out.
I mean, more sus than abandoned.
Yeah, just as much if you ask me, because every time the game was set to have a release date or a reveal, they kept pushing it back, and then the reveal they had was something that was done by a third party. So I don't know, man. I don't trust them yet. It just seems like another scheme where game company development team tries to milk money from the community because they give them a game that they would love to play, and come to find out the game isn't going to be anywhere near what they said it was going to be, or wasn't it at all. So I don't know. I'm just keep an eye on it.
So, anybody who wants a Starfield Funko Pop should pre-order it right now.
That's cool.
Yes.
I'm gonna stream Starfield. I'm gonna stream it
We're
like
all
day
gonna
one.
stream Starfield.
I mean,
Early
for
one.
For those that don't know, there's a lot of Brazilians that are going to love Vasco because Vasco da Gama is not just an explorer, but it is also the name of a soccer team in Brazil.
Really?
Yes, I'm not joking.
Wow. See, learn something new every day here on Game Set Live. That's how we do
You
it.
see,
really-
you see,
How we
I
roll.
really
see
want to
why-
say this right now. Why are your
You
women
see?
so stinking beautiful over there, man? It's just ridiculous.
I mean, you see why it's always good to have a Brazilian gangster in your squad?
Yeah,
Oh,
true.
God.
True. That is true. If I ever were to make my way to Brazil, I'd absolutely hit.
You're not going to hit me up because
I'm a Marine.
No, I have
I'm a
no
Marine.
idea where to go.
He said he has no idea where to go.
I can only
You
go to
can't
my
take me to
house.
Rio. Jeez.
I'm never taking you to Rio de Janeiro. I'm sorry. man.
Why?
You're
Why
going-
a Marine?
You're going there. You're going on your own, mates. You just get there, get robbed, and that's it.
So,
No worries.
today we got some news hot off the presses. Sony
What we
is
got?
increasing their subscription prices starting next month.
I saw that Guapzilla was justifying that the other day. Or today. Excuse me,
You
today.
cannot justify something that shouldn't be even around. Like, I'm just sorry.
Yeah.
Listen,
Nah,
I
man.
understand, like, you know, Game Pass got an increase, right? But you pay $180 for a 12-month of their PlayStation, right? But you don't get their PlayStation games, right? That's the
Yep.
downfall, right? Now,
You don't get first
if
party
you-
games either that often
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
at all.
And then on top of it, you're paying $80 for the basic one, right? To get your PlayStation Now or PlayStation Plus games, which they lead it off with Saints Row, which is I don't know why. And on top of it, it's $20 more to play just online games naturally. So you get the PlayStation Plus games, and then you can play online for $80. That's too much. I'm sorry. I think $60 is too much for just that because I personally think online should be free. I think we should be able to play online for free, talk to our friends for
But
free.
that's Xbox's fault. So.
Yeah, but
But I'm
that's
talking about in general, just
facts.
everything. Yeah, it is Xbox's fault. They started off back in 2003 with the whatever it was,
Xbox
3
Live.
yeah, with
Xbox
Xbox
Live.
Live for the 12 month with you'd get 2 months a headset or something like that, or 12 months at a headset. Remember the starter pack, Pavio? You might be a little too young to remember that.
I remember it though.
Yeah, so it's sad that we're here in this situation, but it's one of those situations is where if you lose like 5% of your fan base, right? Let's say 5% of the people stop paying for PlayStation Plus, right? Just and all that, right? That's 5%. But they increase it by $20, you're still going to get an increase of 15%, around 15 to 20% of your revenue still going to come in, even if you lose 5% of the people. So they just look at it as whatever, we're still going to make money and people are still
Right.
going to pay it. That's the stuff that sucks about this scenario is we're still going to pay it. But hopefully these people that you know that are
Okay.
casual, we'll say casual players, right? We're not talking about the pure hardcore PlayStation guys, right? Casual, not the Russians from Australia. We're talking about just basic people that just want to play their games, play Call of Duty, you know, play FIFA, Madden, whatever, right? Maybe they will start realizing that, hey, we should just jump over to Xbox and pay the $18 a month, and then we got all these games that come with it. Plus, we get Xbox's first parties day and date when it comes out, and then I can play it on my PC if I own a PC. Maybe they just, you know, it's going to come to a like I said, they hopefully in the long run they start seeing that that's a little too much. Xbox isn't going to do this. They just increased it by $2. So yeah, naturally it's around the same price. It's the same price increase, but it's like $30 for their highest. It's like ridiculous. No, it's more than that because it was $120 for a year subscription of PlayStation Plus, like tier 3. Now it's $180 or something like that, or $170, which is a $50 increase. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. This is not justifiable. They didn't do nothing that improved it. They don't have nothing that's really great on there. I don't think I'm going to say that, yeah, playing your old school games on there, like, you know, be able to play like some of those games. That's really nice. But you have to play that on X. Like you have to download it, you have to stream it. Not everybody has great internet, so some people it's pointless to have for them. I'm not sorry. This is not justified. This is stupid. Yeah, and then on top of it, you got to pay $80 just to get their cloud service to save your games. And then if you don't pay it again, you lose it. Like I did. I lost the Final Fantasy X, freaking 80 hours of Final Fantasy X because of this bullshit. And
Wait. They didn't. I thought that they still hold it and hold you hostage for
nope.
it. You mean
If you
they
do
just
not
scrap?
pay it, they delete it. Yes, it is gone. Yep. It's like Nintendo. Nintendo does the same thing, but Nintendo's is only $20. So it's not like it's like you're killing yourself, right? You're not overdoing it. It's only $20
for the year.
but you're paying
Right.
$80 now for this shit, and that's just for the base model of playing online, getting your stupid ass cloud, and the PlayStation Plus games. Which I will say, their PlayStation Plus games are better than Xbox. They at least, I mean, Saints Row. I mean, it's probably better than any of the Xbox ones in the last year. I will say that probably since Portal 2, which has come out was last September when they got rid of the 360 games. So I mean, it is what it is. So, but I'm sorry, it's just. Yeah, that would be fun. Thimber just said, imagine if they did switch to Xbox then. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. There's going to be somebody that sees this and go, fuck this shit. I'm going to go to Xbox. My buddy my buddy of mine that's, I worked with for 2.5 years, 3 years, literally said, oh, I bought Xbox. I'm done with PlayStation. He was a PlayStation. He had like 50 platinums. He was a PlayStation guy. He goes, I can't justify what Xbox is doing. I have to go to their system. When he upgraded from the next gen, he bought an Xbox. So and he moved over because I mean, and it's only a matter of time before that. Once these fanboys and all these guys see it, they're gonna be like, whoa, we're paying way too much over here. Like Pyro said, it's pay station. It's naturally you're paying to play. And it's ridiculous. And I get you gotta play. You gotta pay somebody so they can keep their service rolling. But don't kill everybody. Don't break everybody's freaking bank. It's if you're gonna break it, at least give us something in return. It just makes sense.
Have you guys noticed that these corporations, of course, they don't care about us, but
Yeah.
have you guys noticed that these corporations don't look at what's going on in the economy and say that we're going through a slight recession right now? And the reason why our profits are down is because, which in gaming, really aren't, but look at and say that, look, our profits are down because people don't have money. They just don't care, and they'll raise the price. I'm like, all right, well, that's where we'll have to make the difference up at. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, sad.
Sad
stuff.
That's right. It's very sad stuff. Very, very, very sad stuff.
Yeah, Bobby. Yep.
Yeah. So you have been listening to the MacBound Hour here on Game Set Live, which gave.
I haven't said nothing for 25 minutes prior to that.
I know.
I was sitting here peacefully.
And it was awesome too, because when you finally did decide to take over, it gave me ample time to pre-order my Vasco Fun Pop. Yes.
$17.99, I think it was. I think it's $17.99.
Yes.
Is it that much?
$17.99.
I want that one.
It won't ship until February. So.
Wow.
Wait. $17.99 is expensive for you guys? How much is usually
really.
a Funko Pop?
About $15.
About the same price, about $20.
$20?
Yeah, it's about average between, like you said, $15 and $20. Yeah, depends on where you are and what it is.
Why the fuck are Funko Pops 200 to 300 Brazilian reais?
Oh.
Well, that's probably equivalent to $20, I guess. I don't know.
No. Oh my god, our currency is so shit. Okay, go on.
So wait. So if I had $20, how many Brazilian highs can I get?
Reais. It's
Right.
yeah. If you are
So
doing the
highs.
direct, if you are doing the direct conversion, is 100. $20
what?
is
Is 100.
100 Brazilian reais.
Oh wow! So you guys are really twice that. $40? You gotta be kidding me.
But if you are taking into consideration all the taxes that we have, because it's an important product, and it's going upwards to like 200 to 300 Brazilian reais.
That's a
There's
that's
a
a lot of
reason
hey
why
eyes.
I mean, there's a reason why the
That's a lot of
Xbox
highs.
Series. I mean, there's a reason why I don't have a Series X.
Oh
It's
no, I believe you. Oh
five.
no, 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 no. I
It's
know.
5,000 Brazilian reais.
So 5,000 highs is, I would say that would be, if I'm counting correctly, that would make it about $1,000, wouldn't it?
No, because here's the thing.
In
Here's the
U.S.
thing.
dollars,
Yeah, because like
in real
here's the
money.
it's actually like because here's the thing. The Series X is 499, right? Let's say $500. Okay, $1 is 5 Brazilian reais. So our currency is 5 times lower than yours. So you take that into consideration. If we do the direct math here, then the Series X was supposed to be 2,500 reais. That's not absurd for a game console. The Xbox One, which was 500, no, yeah, it was $499, was this type of price. But for some reason, the Series X, because of taxes, is 5,000. So yeah.
Well, hearing about all the troubles with buying stuff in Brazil, this brings us to our end of our show. So I
Oh,
hope,
seriously?
yeah, I hope everybody had a good time. Gonna go through some outros now. We're gonna start with the man you just heard, speaking, the Brazilian gangster about all the underground channels that he has purchasing things in Brazil. Mister.
I usually sell organs, so yeah, that's how I get the money. No,
Wow, wow.
no, I'm
Then why are you
sorry.
complaining?
I'm gonna get a call.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I'm selling my organs. I'm not selling anybody
I'm
else's
gonna get
organs.
an email
Man.
from the CIA later, and it's all your fault.
I mean, I mean, the main problem is just because I have 2 kidneys and I already sold one. No, just kidding.
No.
Hey,
Oh,
listen, my kidneys are up for sale. Anybody wants one, so
wow. Yeah, you heard it here first. Oh, so
I'm not accepting anything under 30 grand.
that does bring
What a
us
great way to end the show.
to the end of this episode of Game Set Live. Mr. Fabio, where can people find you at, sir?
Well, always a pleasure. Thank you very much. Well, you can find me on Twitter as FBO Amorim97. If you don't know how to write that down, it's on the screen. You can find me as well on the YouTube channel of the XPN Network. You can find me also not just on the Game Set Live podcast, but you can find me also on Xbox as Buffalizer8.
All right. I like it. I like it a lot. Mr. Macbound, sir, where might people be graced by your presence?
Well, I want to first just start off and say that I'm getting ready to play Bushido and KY in fantasy football, and I'm about to beat their ass so bad this year.
Oh.
I want to clarify that ahead of time.
Oh, no,
I want to
no,
clarify
no.
that our draft is this Sunday. Is this Sunday,
Wait.
and I'm gonna whip your guys' ass in fantasy. And
Wait.
that's the end of it. Hold on, Fabio, and that's just the bottom line because MacBound said so. Because I'm gonna bring an old WWE thing. You can find me on the Renegade Rail podcast at 6:00 on Tuesdays on Red Wolf channel. Great people there. You can find me on Twitter at MacBound Double D. And like I said at the beginning of the show, I started a YouTube channel about 2 weeks ago. I've uploaded a Let's Play of all of Atlas Fallen. Tomorrow my review will go up early morning time. Not exactly sure how early, but you can take a look at it. I'm gonna get Bobby to repost it in the chat later for the Twitter so everybody can see it. And I thank you guys. So I thanks again, Bobby, for being here. Fabio and Mr. Bushido, of course. Thanks again.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to have a fellow Cleveland Browns fan here to protect me from this Vikings and this Eagles person. I'm guessing.
Wait. Bushido is an Eagles fan?
I mean, he lives in Philly,
No.
so I'm guessing he's
I'm a
an Eagle.
Jaguars fan.
Really?
Wait. So what I want to ask is like, how are you a Cleveland fan and you live in Kentucky?
Okay,
How's that even work?
so listen. When I was growing up, the Titans were still in Houston as the Oilers. The Indianapolis Colts were still in Baltimore as the Baltimore Colts. And
Mm-hmm.
so when I was a kid, me and my father would watch
Yeah,
football.
I don't care anymore now.
Shut up. We would watch football every weekend. And the Browns and the Bengals were on television in this area every weekend. And the Bengals sucked. I hated Boomer Esiason. And we liked watching the Cardiac Kids with Matt
What?
Sipes and Bernie Kosar. So we became Browns fans. Yep.
Ozzie Newsome. I actually personally know Ozzie Newsome. By the way, I just want to clarify that. Okay, carry on.
Damn.
And Hanford Dixon too. By the way, that's another guy I do know too.
Yo.
He's the guy that started the dog pound. So yep.
We're not worthy.
Yeah, I think Ozzie Newsome was probably one of the
We're
best
not
GMs in
worthy.
football.
Okay, now that we've taken that walk down football memory lane, Mr. Bushido, sir, where can people find you and hear your take on everything in the gaming world?
I again would like to thank Mac Bow for coming on the show. Mac Bow's a close friend of mine. I would like to thank Mario Amarine.
Ario.
Mario Amarine, yeah, from like
I
Mario
mean,
Brothers.
am I
Mario
Ezio's
Amarine.
uncle?
Well, I said Mario Amarine, so it's not even you.
So Mario was
No.
a Marine, is what you're saying.
Mario A. Marine. And that just because his name rhymes Fabio Amarine does not mean I'm talking about Fabio. I'm not talking about Fabio. I'm talking about another guy.
Okay.
Oh,
Just
okay,
wanted to-
fair enough.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank him for being him. And it's cool to know him as him. So
All right.
say now getting to the nitty gritty. You can find me every week here and on the KY Bobby show. You can also catch me on Friday on Wise Old Gamers show called Wildin' with Wise or something like that. I forgot what it's called, but it'll be on at 6:00 or 6:30 Friday. I'm going to be playing Starfield while they're talking. And I'm going to be streaming Starfield, just Mr. Bushido. I think it's _N7, but if you put in my name, there is no other Mr. Bushido out there. So just try to keep it tight with that. And you can find me across the PlayStation.